The interesting thing about this measure is that no small business, no individual will pay a higher tax rate next year with this bill passing than they did this year. That's a fact. Now, you know, I pay a lot of taxes, and because I own a business and have some money, and that's the way it's supposed to be. But normally, in the economics of things, normally when you're in debt and when you have huge deficits and the economy is prospering like it is today, you would want to pay off some of those debts, pay off that deficit. Is that what the Trump train did? No, they did the opposite. At a time of prosperity, they decided to further cut taxes dramatically on the very wealthy instead of paying down our national debt. So they'd rather pass that national debt off to your grandson and my grandson. That's just not good economics. But we're worrying about Oregon, not the federal government. We know that the Trump train tax was designed for states that operate on sales tax, and Oregon doesn't operate on sales tax. We're an income tax state. So we know that. So the question is, what can we do about it? Well, we can decide not to connect to those federal tax changes, because if we don't pass 1528, yes, it will hurt schools, because everybody knows half of our state budget, more than half of our state budget, goes for education. And I happen to have the job given to me by Senator Courtney of chairing the education sub of Ways and Means. So I have to worry about whether or not we've got enough money to fund early childhood education, to fund K-12, to fund community colleges, and to fund our universities. And I have people in my office all the time coming to me and saying, Rod, can you just get us a little more? You cut us last time. Can you just get us a little more money? And I say, well, I don't have a printing press. They gave me this nice job, but no printing press. I can't manufacture money. But this measure will have the result of allowing us not to make drastic cuts, but to maintain at least existing funding levels for K-12 and early childhood and community colleges. And without this measure passing, instead, we'll be forced to make reductions. That's just a fact. And any economist that would take a look at our economic situation would tell you that's a fact. So please, I've been promising people that if we do the right thing with taxes, that there may be a little bit more money for our early childhood programs and Head Start, and maybe a tiny bit more money for the Oregon Promise and for our community college students that struggle to pay their tuition. If we don't do this, there won't be any more money. We'll be looking at rebalancing the budget with cuts.